Hi, you're welcome to this video. Today I want to do something different. I want to tell you a story. This story is about a couple that lives in Germany. I want to tell you a story about how this relationship or how this marriage broke down because of paper, because one party didn't have paper at the time they got married. Do you know what I mean? So I want to thank everyone that's been messaging me, and there are also some emails as well that I'm here to reply. I will want to appeal to you to be patient with me because I also have my own business that I have to tend to. Do you know what I mean? So I try my best to apply to as much messages that I can. If I've not replied your email or your messages, please you will have to be patient with me, and as well, whenever I make video, I try to leave as much information as possible on the video so people would not need to contact me for further explanation or any clarification. I try to leave all the informations you would need in every video. If you go look at the previous video I've done about how to avoid being deported or how to cancel a deportation flight ticket, these are informations that you would pay for to get. But I've noticed for some people that have been contacting me, they don't really they still contact me. Some of them will ask me, oh, can I pay you to explain this topic more clear to me, but in most cases I don't take money from anyone. Everything I do it for free. Do you know what I mean? I don't see any need why I should take money for to talk to someone. But then again, I would have to do the talking when I have time, because it's, if I tell you to pay, it might be you whilst now that you're in Europe, you're probably, I don't know what you're into. The money you would pay me, you can invest it in something. If you have kids, you can invest it in the life of your kids. Do you know what I mean? But these are informations that if you have to get a lawyer, say for people that are living in the UK, you get detained or you're about to be deported, if you would have to contact a lawyer, all the detail, all the information I've been leaving on my videos, for a lawyer to even open up a file for you, you would have to pay at least £3,000 to £5,000. Do you know what I mean? And then I'm giving these informations out there for free. Do you know what I mean? Trust me, man. Whoever is living in the UK, if you think I'm lying, find, if you know anyone that's got a problem, immigration problem in the UK, or even a criminal problem in the UK, ask them how much it costs to, when you get a lawyer, how much it costs for a lawyer to even open a file for you. Minimum £3,000 to £5,000. Do you know what I mean? And that's just to open a file for you. Do you know what I mean? As time goes on, you pay 5,000, 7,000, 10,000, depending on your circumstances. Anyways, let's get to the video. Today's video, I want to talk about a story. This story is about a couple that got married in Germany, in Stuttgart. From the beginning, this guy told me he met this lady. They met on social media. And at some point they arranged to meet for the first time in 2018. They met each other, and then he said, oh, the lady told him that she has 2 kids. The lady's got a child, a boy and a girl. And they met in 2018, first quarter of 2018. And this guy said he was captivated by her personality, by her charm. He was captivated. He didn't mind, he didn't bother that she already have 2 kids from 2 different men. And also, he also told the lady that he doesn't have right to stay in Germany. He was on asylum at the time. That he's on asylum, basically. He doesn't have papers in Germany. And the lady was like, oh, it doesn't matter that they can work it out. But at some point, the relationship went on further. The guy moved in with the lady and the kids. He moved in. Now they're all living together, and they applied to get married, and then they got married. When they got married, the relationship, started getting chaotic. There's always violence at home. He said a lot of times that the lady would hit him, and the lady would throw perfume bottles at him, and the lady would injure him. Sometimes the neighbors would call the police to the property. Do you know what I mean? And there was a time as well, he said this lady was hitting him, and he was walking all over the place in the house to avoid her, and she tried to grab her penis, and that's when he started hitting her. Do you know what I mean? And then he hit her, and she got her busted lips. And then she took a picture of these things, and she's been sending these photos to his friends and his family, and to her own family as well. And most times whenever there's violence, after that incident that he had to put hands on her, after then, whenever there's chaos at home, whenever there's violence, she hits the guy. If the guy, say anything to anyone, she just send a photo of the busted lip that she got from the previous time that the guy put hands on her. She will send these photos to people who say, oh, claiming this guy is always beating her every day. Do you know what I mean? But that's the situation, right? And there are times as well, things will get violent at home. This lady will call her brother to come to the house to fight the guy. And sometimes she will tell her brother to come with his friends. The brother will come with the friends. Maybe she will call the guy. She will call her brother, telling her brother, oh, her husband just beat up the daughter. The daughter was about 9-10 years old at the time. She will call the brothers, claiming the husband has beat up the daughter. And then the brother will come with some of his friends. And when they get to the house, they will realize that the lady is just in her room, doing her thing. And they will ask her, did this guy put hands on you? She will say no, but sometimes they will even, when the guy will come to fight the husband, and when the brother arrives at the property and see that, oh, it's a different situation, no children is being beaten. Now the brother and the guy and the husband will start talking, they laugh, and even the husband said that there were times that the brother told him that they had a problematic upbringing, a problematic childhood whilst they were growing up, that their parents were always fighting at home, that sometimes police will be called to the house as well, that the husband, this is the wife's brother telling the husband that he should just overlook a lot of things that the wife does, which is his sister. He should overlook most of the things that she does. They had a similar childhood. That there's always chaos at home whilst they were growing up. That the parents will always fight, and the neighbors will call police, or sometimes one of the parents will call police, and that it's not new that the husband have to try and overlook a lot of this chaos, basically. You know what I mean? Now, this guy, even sometimes the wife will be screaming at home, call the brother on the phone, on video call sometimes, and he'll say, oh, he doesn't, referring to the husband now, that he doesn't know we belong to some gang in the city where they live. That they might have to call the gang to come and teach the husband a lesson. It doesn't make no sense. Why would you be in a marriage with someone that you call people to come fight your husband? Do you know what I mean? Or you call people telling, revealing vulnerable information about your husband to other people, and then situations like this, I tell people, why not leave the marriage? If you can't work with your partner, you're supposed to be teammates. But if in this case, both of you are now like Russia and Ukraine, and you can't get along, you might as well both parties should go their separate ways. You know what I mean? This video, the purpose of this video is not to say, oh, she's bad or he is bad, or anyone is bad. You know, but marriage like this that are chaotic and problematic, in order for one of the party not to end up in order for one of the parties head, one of the couples head not to end up on a pike, I will always advise people just go your separate ways. Do you know what I mean? Because if things, if you continue to stay in such a violent and chaotic relationship or marriage, it's only a matter of time that one day one of the couples will end up dead, and the other one end up being in prison, spending the rest of their life in prison. Do you know what I mean? So is it not better for both of you to just go your separate ways and go work things out? And if you need therapy, you should go to. I think a lot of people as well probably need, not even probably, a lot of people need therapy, especially people that are from they've had problematic, chaotic childhood where they see their parent always fighting. I think things like that are not normal. Do you know what I mean? It's not a thing you want to expose children to, because these things follows children up until their towards their adulthood, and even when they get married, and you know this kind of incidents start repeating itself. You know, it's not. That's why I always advise people: if you're in a relationship, and you can always work out your relationship, you can always work it out, no matter how bad it's gotten. But when it start getting violent and it start getting one party always being aggressive and verbally abusive, you know what I mean? You might want to start considering, you know, going your separate ways. And if it's beginning to get violent, please just go your own path, because it's not worth it. You know, I'm sure your family, they would want you alive. They'd rather have you alive than in a casket. Do you know what I mean? So you see this relationship, and then there's all this chaos in the relationship, and then at some point, sometimes the lady will throw her husband's belongings outside. The husband will leave the house. A few days later, the husband will return to the house. Do you know what I mean? And you know, things is just going on like that every now and then. Now, at some point, the husband, you know, decided to leave her, because at this time they're married, she will always be screaming, "Oh, I know you married me for papers. I know you married me for papers." The husband, by the way, is Nigerian, and the wife is Ghanaian. Do you know what I mean? And every time she's always screaming, "I know you married me for papers. I know." And he told her from the beginning that he doesn't have papers. She knew from the beginning, and I'm sure if you're told in the beginning that, or if you're meeting someone for the first time and they're telling you, "I don't have papers in this country," and you still go on to marry them, you should not be crying wolf tomorrow saying they married you because of papers, because they told you and you made the conscious decision to get married to them. Do you know what I mean? If the marriage is not working out for you, you might as well just go your separate ways. Do you know what I mean? There are times this lady will call the immigration office threatening the husband. He will call him, dial the number of the immigration office, and she will take screenshot and send it to the husband, you know, basically to scare the husband. You know what I mean? But you know, you look at this whole thing, it was all one huge mess. Do you know what I mean? It's but anyways, at some point the husband left and decided not to return to the house. But you know, in Germany, if you're married to a German, you have to be married to this German and living with them for at least 3 years. And if the marriage break down after 3 years, you'll be given permission, leave to remain in Germany. But if the marriage is less than 3 years, now they will be interested in deporting you. You would have to tell them a different reason why they will have to allow you to stay in Germany. Now, when the guy decided to leave this lady, the marriage was still less than 3 years, and she now also informed the immigration that they are no longer together, that they have to deport him. She also went further to contacting the husband's place of work, telling the boss that she's no longer married to this guy, that they should terminate his work contract, that the guy is in Germany because of her. because she's married to him, that's why the guy is in the country. But now they're no longer together, that they should terminate his work contract. And apparently the boss of the husband sent all these messages to the husband and asking the husband, what kind of person did you get married to? Why would she be contacting me and telling me things about you? Like, what kind of you need to stay far away from such kind of lady, do you know what I mean? But anyways, the guy now is living his own life. And whilst they are separated, the guy applied for divorce. The divorce process proceeding is ongoing. Every now and then, this lady will message him, telling him, oh, I will make sure you get deported. I will make sure, even if you're working in Germany, I will make sure you will never be able to accomplish anything with your money. And sometimes this, I saw whilst they were living together, the wife took out some phone contract and for herself, her daughter, her son, iPad for everyone. She was buying all these things on the husband's name. Do you know what I mean? So when the husband left, at the time when the husband left, she had bought things on the husband's name over 10,000 euro. Do you know what I mean? But anyways, when this guy, the husband left, he started paying off all this debt. And I'm sure now he said he's finished paying off all the debt. And but apparently soon after they got separated, this lady traveled to Ghana to get married to someone else in less than a year. She got married to someone else. They done some kind of traditional marriage in Ghana, and then somehow the new husband, came to Germany as well, and they also had a child together. And on the flip side as well, she will always message her previous husband, the Nigerian husband, threatening him. She will make sure that he gets deported, and basically threatening him and all of that. You know what I mean? But this guy will always ignore her. You know what I mean? But about less than 2-3 years after they've been separated, and according to the Nigerian husband, he said this lady, it's beyond the problem is beyond the deep rooted problems that are supposed to be addressed, that needs to be addressed, that's the cause of a lot of problems that they were going through. Do you know what I mean? And maybe a lot of this problem as well stemmed from the traumas from childhood as well. Do you know what I mean? But then again, after they've been separated about 2 years, over 2 years they've been separated. This lady as well went to the police and made a complaint to the police that whilst they were married, that actually the Nigerian guy forced her to marry her in order for him to be able to stay in Germany. And whilst they were married as well, every now and then the husband will beat up the child, the boy, in the name of discipline, and the daughter as well. Like different police reports, about 5-6 of them. Do you know what I mean? And police as well, they sent a letter of invitation to this guy, to the previous husband. And at some point, the previous husband inviting the husband to come and explain his side of the story. But these are tactics to just destabilize the guy's life. Basically, it's not, if you've been separated from someone, you're married to another guy, I would expect you focus on your new husband and leave this guy alone, but these are tactics that, you use to destabilize people's life. You always, be dragging them backwards, and, you know what I mean? It's basically just a waste of everyone's time, you know what I mean? But anyways, the police would invite this guy, and that wasn't the first time. There are times she's made a report to the police that the Nigerian husband is an internet fraudster. The police carried out investigation. At the end of the day, the case was thrown out, that the case was unfounded, no evidence, right? And then again, there's another time that she made a report to the police that the Nigerian husband is trafficking people to Germany. And they carried out an investigation as well, and the case as well was thrown out. The court will send the Nigerian husband a letter. The case has been thrown out, there's no evidence. But in this time that she made a new report, the husband, the Nigerian husband, forced her to marry him in order for him to stay in the country, and also he was always beating up the children. About 5-6 reports, this time around. And this guy, whenever he gets this letter, he will always be demoralized. Do you know what I mean? And whilst he was thinking about what to make of this new police case, right? He said there was a day he came back from work and he received about 6 letters from the court, and the court read that all the cases has been thrown out, has been permanently closed because the person that made the report has died. He said he was in shock that he got a letter that the ex-wife, the Ghanaian wife, died. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know why or how. Even till today, he doesn't know how she died. But for a young lady to die, it's and he would say there are so many things this lady was dealing with. There are so many things, and mentally she was always stressed, and always she always feel frustrated and always screaming, and it's a scream at everyone. She was screaming at every little thing, and but apparently this lady died, and which was very sad. But one will look at this story. If you pick these stories apart, you realize there are so many things wrong, so many things went wrong, especially from the early days of the relationship. And one of the problem I took out from this relationship is the problem of documents. You see, when people allow their relationship or their marriage to break down in the name of paper, I'll always tell people, if you're with someone, this person is good for you, this person cares about you, but they don't, they care about you, but they don't have papers. And they told you they don't have papers from the beginning. They did not manipulate you to marry you, and then you find out later on that they don't have papers. If they tell you from the beginning they don't have papers, and you think about it, and you decide to go on to marry them, you have made a personal decision to marry them. If later on in the marriage and you begin to feel like, oh, they married you because of document, then you should peacefully remove yourself from the marriage. Do you know what I mean? Instead of blowing everything up, calling every Tom and Harry into your marriage. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make no sense. You should, if you think at some point someone married you because of papers, you should quietly remove yourself from that marriage. There's no point being in a problematic or chaotic marriage or relationship, especially if there are children involved. Do you know what I mean? But anyways, this story is for you to learn. If you meet someone new, even if you don't have papers, you're meeting someone new that have papers, or a German citizen or European citizen, please do not jump into marrying them because they would help you stay in the country. You should also check. Do not overlook anything if they have tendency of being violent. Do not overlook it, because at the end of the day, you would not. It's highly likely you will not even achieve the papers you're going into the marriage for. Do you know what I mean? So it's better for you, if you're meeting someone, even if the person can give you the paper to stay in Germany, please make sure that every other thing that more important than papers is right. The attitude is right. The values are right. The values, what it stands for, are right. Do you know what I mean? Those things are more important than the paper. You know. Well, anyways, I'm going to end this video here. If you have any question, please feel free to contact me. I'll be more than happy to reply your message. And yeah, thank you to everyone that subscribed. If you're still here to do so, please do subscribe, and you can also leave a comment in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to reply to your comment as soon as possible. On that note, I'll see you on the next video. Have a nice one. Bye.